Hello my crafty friends, welcome to another tutorial of Cricut Design Space Shape Shifter series. We're going to start today with dropping down a square to use as our base on our card. And you could choose any size card that you like. So I'm going to make this 1/4 of an inch smaller than my actual card itself. I'm going to go up and change the color. I'm going to actually use a pattern paper for this. So I'm just going to choose brown right now because brown is in the pattern that I'm going to be using. Now we're going to make our chicks from the front of the card. Our chicks are layered with 2 circles, one a little bit smaller than the other. And we're going to pop them up with some dimensionals so they could pop up off of the card and look a little 3D. Now I'm not actually sizing these to anything specific, so just use your judgment of how big you would like your chicks to be. I'm going to make a mommy chick, a daddy chick, and a baby chick. I like to duplicate my chicks, and I'm just going to make the next one a little bit smaller for the mommy chick. And duplicate again and make that one a little bit smaller for the baby chick. I like to group them together so they could stay together, and I can move them around the mat a little bit easier than if I did not group them together. I'm going to select all 3 of my groups. I'm going to go up to the top bar and change the color to a yellow. This is one of the easiest ways to change multiple items at the same time if you'd like to change the color. Now here we're going to make the beaks of our chickies. And when I put this card together, I'm actually going to put my beaks in between the 2 circles. So again, we're just sizing them to make them the appropriate size for each chick. I'm going to actually draw a line for their legs and their eyes with a Sharpie instead of cutting out really thin pieces of cardstock, but you could do that if you'd like. Just make a square and resize it to a rectangle, and you can make legs that way. You could do a tiny little circle for the dot of the eye, but to make it a little bit easier and quicker, I'm just going to use a Sharpie. Now if you haven't followed my Shape Shifter series yet, please go to the link where I have a playlist of the other shape shifters that I have done in the past. I've put a new upload up every Thursday. This is probably going to be my last one of these shape shifters, and next week I'm going to start a different series. So please make sure that you subscribe and put on the bell so you can be notified for when I do upload my next video. Now we need to make the little wings of the chicks. I'm going to actually use an image instead of a shape. I'm going to search for a teardrop. So you can go in and filter this out by ones that you've purchased, you've uploaded, you've free teardrops. There are different ones in here. Here you see I have uploaded this one. This is one you can purchase. The next one here, it's also in Cricut Access. The little A up there means it's Cricut Access. This one here I've purchased. You drop that in, you might say, oh, you can't use that, it's not solid. However, if you look up in the panel here, you see that it is layered. One of the layers is not visible, so we're going to unhide that and delete the top layer, and there you have a solid teardrop. We're going to use this as the wing. Just size it to where it will fit perfect on each of the chicks. Duplicate and repeat for all 3. If you haven't watched any of my shapeshifter series in Cricut Design Space, you can go to my playlist and you will see all the ones I've done in the past. This is number 5. This is probably going to be the last one of my shapeshifter series, unless I come up with something that is awesome and I'd like to share, and I'll throw another one on. But as of right now, I'm going to start a different series starting next week. Now here we're going to make our eggs, and you could just take that circle that I had dropped down before and stretched out, or you can go up and you can search for an egg. You can filter this out to free items, purchased items, uploaded items, or your access items if you have access. I've challenged myself to see how many things I can make without actually getting access, but I'm finding that access is definitely worth getting if you love a lot of their images and can't find ones to upload, or maybe your computer doesn't clean them up real well, things like that. Now this egg here you could use and delete all the inside so you have a solid egg, or you can keep all the inside and make a cutout egg, but these are going to be really tiny, and I don't think that those little cutouts are going to be real noticeable, so I'm just going to use the solid part of this egg. I'm going to duplicate a few and resize to make my eggs a few different sizes. Now making these all solid color here on my mat, but you can change them to different colors, so you can put different mats if you'd like.